Three biggest mistakes Grant and I made. I'm sure others will come up, but the first one is not going big enough soon enough, not thinking big enough. It doesn't cost you any thinking power to think bigger than it does average or normal. So when you start to really get your mind thinking big enough, then your mind will start figuring out creative ways on how you can do something. And I would much rather us have over set the goal and come short of the overset goal than come short of the average goal. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to come short of the ginormous goal. Think of ways, make your list of, how can you do something? Most of the times, if you're like me, sometimes my first instinct is that's too big. I can't do that. That's not possible. You're not supposed to do it that way. I would offend somebody if I did it that way. I can't bypass this person.
Elena here. Real quick, remember to subscribe to the video so you can see more of my content when it gets posted. Let's get back to the video.
So anyway, I find that my own mind thinks of ways to stop me rather than engage me with all in, but a big think mindset, and then make a list of, well, how can you make it work? How could you be creative enough? Second biggest mistake is we weren't on the same page soon enough. So like I said, we were having those little power struggle things and situations to deal with for the first 4 or 5 years of our marriage. Really added time. I feel like, we're at a 2.1, and I say it with a lot of pride and very unapologetically, billion-dollar empire, $2.1 billion empire right now. And I'm million% convinced that had I been on the same page with him like I am now from day one, that those 5 years, I million% think we would be at least 5, but I would venture to say we would be at 10. But anyway, we're going to get to 10. It's okay. We'll get there. It just set me back 5 years. I just wasted time not knowing how to work in a collaborated, coordinated effort so that both parties could reach heightened levels of success, not normal relationship, but heightened levels of success. So same page was crucial. And like one of the biggest things that we did that turned us around and really catapulted us into a hyper stratosphere the quickest. And it's amazing how that worked for us. And another big mistake was we didn't surround ourselves with people who challenged us or were as like-minded sooner. We kind of stayed in our own little bubble. We were kind of really hustling and only being together for all that time. We were kind of working it out and trying to get to where we are. But I feel like if we had worked with in collaboration with more people and surrounded ourselves and studied the greats and studied the people who we admired more, that would have helped fast track us as well.
Hey everybody, if you have a comment about this topic, make sure to leave it below the video. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, so I said 3, but I'm going to throw out 4. I consider myself a nice person. It's also a weakness of mine, but I made allowances, too many allowances for the people that I had in my life for the out ethics behavior that they were doing and participating in, whether it be whatever, gambling, excessive drinking, alcohol, drug abuse, cheating, infidelity. I made too many allowances for the people around me, and that me. It did. It prevented me from being able to call out the red flags when I saw them. And then inevitably, when you don't call out your friends or the group that you're around, then it's when you switch over into business and you see stuff happening, you're willing to make allowances for those type people. And sometimes you let certain people in that, you know, come back and bite you in the ass with either a lawsuit or a this or a that, or you know, God only knows what. But now I'm very protective and I don't make allowances. No matter how much I love you, no matter how much you made me laugh in the past, no matter how cool and how wonderful we were, the point of the matter is, you know, I have my core values now and I don't compromise. We don't compromise our integrity. And it's not always easy to have to say goodbye to friends or groups or people or whatever. But, you know, if you're not an asset, because my friends and my family are either assets to me or they're liabilities, and there's nothing in between anymore. And if you switched over into a liability category, you ain't coming around, because I'm not taking the risk that you're going to financially harm me or have an accident around my kids, my husband. It's just not going to happen. I value our empire too much. And that was really hard for me to confront, being as nice as I've been for so many years. So I'm not jaded. I'm just more aware, a little less naive. I run things through my naive filter. Now I set up filters in place to protect myself from these same outnesses from happening continually to my life, which is, you know, am I being naive right now? Am I being too nice? Am I making allowances because there's a payoff? Am I chasing a dangling carrot, but not willing to look at, wow, this person who I want to go into business with had an affair with their, you know, wife of 18 years, had a child, you know, out, you know, with the mistress. Like, am I willing to overlook that? Am I willing to say, oh, wait, that's okay? If I'm willing to say yes to that and then get into business with somebody like that, then over time, could it then be okay for Grant or myself to then be like, well, it's not that big of a deal, I guess, because they did it and they're still successful. Do you understand? Your mind starts getting twisted. Your goals and your core values start getting compromised. And then, you know, it's hard enough to make it on this planet, like with integrity. You don't need to be around other people that are going to make it easier for you to be tempted to go into a destructive decision.
Hey, Elena Cardone here. I wanted to say a big thank you for watching today's content. If my content encouraged you or helped you in any way, I would love it if you would hit the like and share it with your friends so that we can all build our empires together.